What is up, everybody? Holly here, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. So, in the last episode, we made our way through the Osmo Plains, and now we are here in Jahara, and we got some goodies we get to go take care of, so let's go do that. So, I do know in the previous episode, we spoke to this Moogle here, got us some maps, and this one will allow us to ride a chocobo, which we're not going to do that right this very moment, but keep that in mind because we will do that later on. So go ahead and talk to these guards here. And in true Final Fantasy sense, we're going to be telling the story without actually telling the story. Alright, so once you have been given the clear to enter in, we're going to go ahead and make our way on in. So we are going to go, first thing first, you can come up to this gentleman here and you can buy or sell any items that you need to do so. Looks like he got some pretty decent stuff. We'll take a look at that after a while, but okay, so we are going to... Okay, so we're going to talk to this guy here. We need to talk to... It's not who we wanted to actually talk to, but we do want to make our way... Is it this way? This way. Yes. And we need to speak to... Nope. The High Chief, yes. More Humes. Fantastic. Okay, so... Now we get to play MMO style and go deliver a joystick. Alright, so make your way back over this direction towards the bridge and talk to the war chief himself. First, we're going to go ahead and give him the joystick. And then we want to meet this great chief. Go ahead and do that. Alright, so now we can go ahead and make our way across. Now, before we go talk to this great chief, we are going to come over to the left here, to the right here. I can't tell my directions from his way. This fella here, this low chief, we're going to go ahead and speak to him because we are going to go ahead and accept the hunt that we took upon ourselves in the previous episode. I can't remember which one it was, but we did accept a hunt, or took an available hunt, and now we're going to go ahead and accept it. All right, now we can make our way up here. One more up to these two fellers here, and we're going to say we want to meet the Great Chief. And then we're going to get this lovely little cutscene.
This nethicite. You have used it.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone. Then we are no different.
What?
In ages past, the gods made a gift of nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Yum king. Called the Dynast King, he used the nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield nethicite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power. It will be your posterity who will the stone in ages yet to come. This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. A terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of men and of magic, of good and of evil. It is often those who desire nethicite whom the nethicite itself desires.
Larsa? To Baromi says.
I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer. Lady Ash, let us go to Bur Omasace. With the blessing of his grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this. Forgive me. I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
Wrestler.
You saw him, didn't you? Like at the King's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
It's strange. Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Wrestler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then, I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you. You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find him.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
I had hoped you'd say yes. I'm glad.
My heart is not set. I still have questions. I hope to find answers along the way.
I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet waiting on Baromises.
Who is that?
An enemy, and an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
Holy Mount Baromises stands at the northern end of the Yacht Ramuda. Once we're in Yacht, we need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the Yacht, right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Yacht. You know, Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies, but I needed to know where you stand. Her Majesty depends on you, and you seem to have an interest in the stone.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
Alright, so we get Larsa as a guest party member once again. And for doing that little MMO deal with the joystick, we get the recurve crossbow and a quiver of onion bolts. And with this, we will now be able to use for a one-time only bit, be able to ride a chocobo for the first time free of charge. So pretty cool. Okay, so with that, that's going to put us back here by the save crystal. Wrong button. So real quick, I am going to go ahead. We're going to go under Pinello, and we are going to equip that recurve bow. So you can see it increases her attack power from 43 up to 58. So that's fantastic. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to save our game here, because in the next episode we will continue onwards. We got a few more things that we are going to take care of as far as hunts is concerned, but I wanted to get this out of the way. And then when we come back in the next episode, I am going to go ahead and I don't want to save again. I don't know why I just tried that. I will have all my equipment set up and ready to go from the trader. So we will be set and ready to go. So guys, I want to thank you for joining me on this adventure of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. If you like what you see, please consider hitting that thumbs up button, leaving a comment down below. Also, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel, because you are part of this community. And I will see you all in the next episode. Take care, folks.